tonight in a theme that rhymes. God, work with my mind. Get me prepared for what you have for me. There are many of you, you don't have things tonight that you should have. Therefore, who should already be possessing certain things tonight, but you don't have it. You don't have it. And the reason you don't have it is your mind. And in a relationship, understand that there are times that a person cannot just be committed, but their commitment has to go to a greater level, or you have to increase your commitment. I want anybody ever been there where you was in love with something? You was in love with somebody, but you drove into a season where your commitment needed to increase. See, the people in the text, they are already following Jesus. They're already showing a sign that we want to be your disciple. We want to be with you. We want to go wherever you go. That's the reason we following you. But see, even Jesus knows that, yeah, you can follow for a season. But will you keep following when what I demand of you increases? Will you stay committed, watch me, when I need more out of you? Will you remain loyal when I ask more of you? When I demand something from you that's valuable to you, will you give it to me anyhow? Because again, when you love somebody, you exemplify it through your commitment. In Genesis 29, there's a story about a man named Jacob. Jacob is a trickster. He's a con artist. And he wanted his brother's blessings so bad that he got together with his scheming mama, a woman by the name of Rebecca. And they devised a plan to fool Isaac, Jacob's father, and Rebecca's husband. Because the blessing was seemingly to go to Esau. But Jacob had to pray. He had to release the blessing. And Esau was a hairy man. Y'all listen to me. Isaac had to release the blessing. And with Esau being the oldest child, by right it was supposed to be his. But Rebecca, with her shady self, come on, I got to teach it right this morning. I got to take my time this morning. She favored Jacob over Esau. See, parents, you got to be careful when you favor one over the other and there's no legit reason to do so. This just the one that you like, but the other one you birth also, but they don't do it for you. God, I'm talking right up in here. And so when it came time for Jacob to supplant, to steal, he told his mama, he said, I ain't going to be able to fool daddy because Esau is hairy and I'm not a hairy man. But just like a low down woman, she always has a plan. Oh, come on, women. Don't act like you ain't ever been low down, and I'll keep it moving. But if you pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll rest right there. I'll build a house right there on you. She said, don't worry about that, boy. Leave that up to me. And she took something and put it upon him so that when his daddy touched him, he would feel the hair, because Isaac at the time was going about blind. But see, I come to tell you, in everything that happened, God got his hands in it. Even when it looked like it ain't going right, God got a plan for your life. He got a plan for what he's doing. And even those things that don't look right, God gonna bring some good out of that. God say, I gotta let you go down here. Be seated when I work with this, because I'm talking about love and I'm getting there. They fooled old Isaac. He laid the blessing on Jacob. But when Esau found out, he said, I'm going to kill him. He said, I'm going to mourn my daddy. But while daddy is living, I may not touch him. But when daddy leave here, Jacob going with him. Because that's the second time that boy done got me. He got me in the wood with a bowl of soup. When I was down, my own brother took advantage of me. And I'm not going to forget what he did. And neither will I forgive him. I'm going to kill him. Rebecca said, I got to get him out of here. I got to send him to a faraway country that Esau won't be able to touch him. Now here where love come in. Now he lands in the house of Rebekah's brother, a man by the name of Laban. Oh, but see, you reap what you sow. See, Jacob had been tricking folk. Jacob had been the con artist, but now he was fitting to go back to school. He was fitting to have to deal with his uncle, who was more low down than he was. And I come to preach to somebody, be careful. Who you do wrong, you're going to reap that. Be careful the seeds that you sow. You're going to reap that. Shout to somebody and tell them what you do to other folk. Tell them it has a way. It has a way. It has a way. I need you to preach. Tell them it has a way. It has a way of coming back to you. Oh, I'm trying to move on. That stuff you do in the dark is coming back on you. That stuff you did in secret is coming back on you. Those lies you told in the closet, they're coming back on you. I got folk that did things to me and God said, don't worry about her. I'm going to get her. She won't leave here without me killing her. So he gets down now. And he sees a woman by the name of Rachel. The Bible said that Rachel was beautiful. Listen to me. In form and appearance. Meaning that she didn't just have beauty on her face, but the girl had the curves to go with it. She was beautiful in form. And she was beautiful in appearance. And Jacob said to Laban, for this one, I love her. I love her, Laban. And I'll work 7 years just to get her. I ain't talking, Laban. I'm committed. I'll work 7 years for her. Oh, see, I'm talking about commitment. I'm talking about loving something. Because when you love a thing, you don't mind working. You don't mind doing what you have to do. He said, I'll work 7 years if you'll give her to me. But see, he was dealing with a con artist. And Laban said, okay, deal. He worked 7 years, and the Bible says, I'm talking about love this morning. I'm talking about commitment this morning. The Bible said at the end of 7 years, Jacob said about his 7 years of labor just for Rachel. He said about his commitment over 7 years that it felt like a few days to it. Somebody called, they need prayer. And the Bible says, if any among you are sick, let them call for the elders. If he's faithful, if he's committed, he gonna go. And that hour or so ride, when he really committed, Gonna seem like 15 minutes to him. He ain't gonna drive to Tifton complaining. He ain't gonna drive down and talk about why pastor picked me. Why did I have to be an elder? Why didn't he get somebody else? No, if he committed, he going. I said he's going. I'm teaching this thing right. At the end of 7 years, Jacob said, it was like a few days to me. That's how much I love her, and that's how much I'm committed to the gal. But then Laban said, on the night they was married, I'm going to switch up, and I'm going to give him Leah. Now, Leah was the oldest. But the Bible didn't describe her as beautiful. It described her as tender-eyed. Now I looked up the word tender, which meant that when it came to Leah's eyes, she was weak-eyed. And you know a person that's weak-eyed can't control their eye. One minute their head is toward you, but their eyes are over here and their eyes are over there because they weak-eyed. So he gave him Leah. Jacob woke up in the morning. Don't ask me how. He didn't know it wasn't Rachel. But the next morning he realized, Unc gave me Leah. He gave me the cockeyed one. He withheld the beautiful one. He dirty. Jacob went to Laban and said, what is this that you have done? I worked 7 years for Rachel and you done gave me Leah. He said, it should not be so in my country that I should give you the younger and the old one have yet to marry. Jacob said, I love Rachel so much that I'll work another 7 years. Ooh, I'm talking about commitment. I said, I'm talking about commitment. I said, I'm talking about being committed to that which you say you love. Most of us have got mad and walked off. We'd have cut Laban or did something to him and got up out of there. But the boy so loved Rachel that he said, I'll put in another 7. See, because he was committed to her because he loved her. The problem in the church is that people say they love God, but they're not committed to him. Some of you are different when you're going through trial versus when things go your way. Your praise is different. Your offering is different. Your handshake is different. Even your hug is different when things go your way versus when you're suffering. And so Jesus, with a whole lot of folk following him, looks at a crowd and basically says, if you're going to continue following me, if you're going to be my disciple, your commitment has got to increase.